Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful epic peeps. How are you? Are you out there? The little red dot is telling me I'm live, but until I see some activity, I don't know. So please let me know. Are you seeing me and are you hearing me? Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's absolutely gorgeous. I know it's hot and humid, but it's a beautiful day. You're going to love, love, love the artist that I'm bringing forward in a few minutes. His name is Jeff Sullivan. We'll give him a proper introduction as soon as I see some eyes on us. And I do. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Lisa. So, who is this lady talking? My name is Samantha, and I am the co creator and co publisher of EPIC. EPIC stands for Empowering People and Inspiring Community. And EPIC Tricounty CT is this beautiful community of positive, uplifting media, content, articles, art, just positive juju. That's what Epic is, and that is our mission, right? Is to uplift, empower, and inspire each and every person, regardless of where they're at and what they're doing. So that is what Epic is, and that is what I help to bring forward along with my co-publisher and co-creator Lisa. Without Lisa, none of this would be possible. The print publication wouldn't happen without Lisa. Social media, wouldn't have that either if it wasn't for Lisa's hard work, right? YouTube, nothing. So you know what? Today, take a second and send her some love and some light and tell her that you appreciate her because we do, and I do. So thank you, sister. All right, what's going on? How about the interview yesterday with Bradford, huh? He is awesome. If you get an opportunity, go to his website that we shared yesterday, and it's crystalmusichealing.com. Find out what he's doing throughout the rest of the month and into September because there's so much going on around him and within him. He is somebody that you really need to connect with, okay? That's Brad. We also have our ongoing events. You'd think I'd have them here, but I don't. Lisa puts them up there for me, please, sister. All right, the ongoing events. I know that there's things happening every Sunday with Spiritual Activism Group. That's with Reverend Sally Knuckles. You can log on to our website and get the link to the Spiritual Activism Group. Every Sunday at 12:15, they have a speaker sharing on metaphysical topics. And this platform, the Spiritual Activism Group platform, is a judgment-free zone, okay? And what Reverend Sally, how she described that is it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, right? You could be a newbie, quote unquote, to the metaphysical philosophies, or you can be a seasoned, wisdom filled prophet yourself, whatever. Everybody is welcome on the Spiritual Activism Group platform. That's 12:15 on Sundays. Check it out. All right. What else is going on? Oh, the beautiful labyrinth over at Copper Beach. That's every day open. Take a ride over to West Hartford. All right. You pull in this beautiful sanctuary. It is a very wooded area. You wander through the trails. There's little treasures, little trinkets people have put out. And then this field opens up, and in the middle is this beautiful labyrinth. Very, very sacred, very inspiring. Check that out. It's another community resource that we have available to us. And that is what EPIC is all about, right? Community, sharing, and collaboration. The gentleman that I'm going to be bringing forward in a few minutes, I just met personally a few minutes ago, Jeff Sullivan. He's a visionary artist and musician. He does amazing, sacred art that we're going to talk about. His art was featured on our March-April 2020 issue of Epic Tri-County. Behind me, it is absolutely one of my favorite covers. I probably say that about all of them, but really, I'll never forget, and this is what I'm going to share with you. I'll never forget being introduced to Jeff. I walked into Chip Downer's place down in New Britain. I was introduced to Chip, again, collaborating. This is how everything works. I walked into one of his treatment rooms, healing rooms, whatever you want to call. And there was this amazing piece of art. Amazing. It almost, it didn't almost, it did. It drew me in. It is a universe. It was a universe and is a universe within itself. And that universe hanging on the wall in Chip's place drew me in. And I said to him, I said, who did that? Who is the artist? And he said, well, that's Jeff. He's a really cool guy in Connecticut. I said, we got to collaborate with him. He's amazing. His art is beautiful. It's alive. It's vibrating with love and peace. And I'm getting angel bumps just talking about it. And that's who I have to share with you today is Jeff Sullivan. Wait till you see the art when you visit his website. Wait till you see the art behind him. Okay. Not only is he an artist, he is grounded. He is full of wisdom. This is the energy that I felt when I just connected with him a few minutes ago. He's a visionary, and he is the poster child of E.P.I.C and the vibration of empowerment and inspiration. So give me a second. I'm going to bring Jeff forward. And as always, I ask that we give him some epic love and epic light. So let's bring Jeff forward. Yes, there you are. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. My goodness.
You're welcome. I speak from here, similar to the art that you have behind you. You know, it's right from there that my introductions flow. You know,
you can feel it. You can feel it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts. You know, we had talked earlier. I don't really like to be scripted. And speaking from the moment and the heart is really what I thrive on. So thank you for sharing your energy with us. I'm excited to hear about a little bit more about who you are, Jeff, and how your journey has evolved to where you are now. If you could share that with us, we'd appreciate it and receive it with honor.
Thank you. I'm also a very improvisational person by nature as well. So scripts, straight lines, not so good with those.
See that.
Having said that, yeah, you know, my story has been a very interesting one. I mean, everyone's is. I was always a very creative child, incredible imagination as a young age, and that actually never left. If anything, it increased in intensity throughout my time here in this realm. I would say around the time where I graduated from college, and I started to take a more of an adult perspective of life, which is like, oh, you have to be doing this. You have to be working, creating finances for yourself. And at that time, my girlfriend and I were expecting our first child, which was not planned. It was a complete like, oh my goodness. So I had to find work. So I started working in like mental health units, working with people with severe disabilities, things of that nature. Not easy work, but it seemed appropriate to be doing at that time. But in doing that, I had to sacrifice all of the things that made me feel alive, which is, you know, the creative aspect of my music, my art, my connection. And it was like this subservient role as a caregiver, this subservient role as having to take on something that I really didn't feel was right. Okay. Although I did my best, I was kind of swirling around in these addictive tendencies, these addictive mind patterns and depression and anxiety, you know, working with severe disabilities and often dangerous position to be in. They're often violent, and all that psychology is pouring on you and you're taking in that energy. So it really had a really negative effect on me. And I came to the point where It's like I can't live like this. Like this is not the way that I envisioned my life to be. So it was like this whirlpool of just molasses. Um,
I
and
can
I
understand
reached
that.
a yeah, and I reached a point where something had to change, and so mm, I entered into a medicinal state of well, let's just say I had a near-death experience, a mystical experience, a full-on psychological crisis. I went into, and within that expanse, much of that person that I identified as this story, identified as this individual Jeff, had been evaporated, thankfully. And upon my resurrection, I was in a completely different person. I don't even know if person's the right
Yeah,
word
right.
for what I was after that experience, but the only thing that made sense was, breathing, being grateful. The colors were brighter. I could hear more intensely and things like that. So all these little knobs and gears got switched on, and I started making art again while still doing all of the responsibilities that I was involved in. And my art was different then. It had everything had to be black, um, and it had a really like almost like a cosmic type of motif. Everything was just different, like everything about it. So it seems appropriate to call it. I guess it was a dark night of the soul type of experience where you finally hit this psychological crisis in your spirit where you need to undergo some kind of intense experience in order to shatter that, break that cocoon, break that structure that has developed itself over years of bad habits. So here we are. I mean, how long ago was that? Um, what year is it? 2021.
21.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I would say like 10 years ago.
Me too.
So yeah.
Your story. Thank you for sharing. While you were speaking, I was completely feeling it. What you were describing is very similar. It sounds very similar to how I was feeling about 10 or 11 years ago. I too experienced that spiral, that molasses, whirlpool, uh, dark night of the soul. It's funny that you said that all your artwork had to be black because I can go back into some sketch pads that I have tucked away, and I can tell you the dates according to the colors on that piece of paper. So I appreciate and I feel honored that you shared that journey with us as you've grown in this new Jeff, right? Or what I'd like to call like the new Samantha, the real Samantha. I feel real after. I'll be honest with you. I struggled with addiction most of my life, covering everything up. That hole went into. I hear what you're saying, um, and it is brighter after it. Everything comes alive, and I can see that in the beautiful piece that you have behind you. So as you progressed, okay, I assume now that you're not working in the field that you spoke of. Is that true?
I'm doing it part time.
Okay. Okay. Has that does that play into your art now?
Well, things are different now. It's more of like more of a mind um, collaboration where I'm working. I'm working in a mental health unit, but it's not physical. It's just it's just you're holding space and planting seeds of positivity for this individual. So that absolutely, I got that. It's all good. And it provides me and my children, wonderful benefits and this and that. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm kind of able to fluctuate between my creative life and my responsibilities as an adult father of two. So yeah.
You answered my question. I was wondering how many children that you had. You just said two.
Yeah.
Boy, boy, girl, girl, girl. What do you have?
A girl and a boy. They're both teenagers. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Any artistic tendencies within either child? No?
Oh yeah, they're both. Yeah, they're
Oh,
both
yeah.
very
Okay.
much. Yeah,
That's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
It's been
So,
imprinted.
yeah, right. With your work, I can't explain it. Please, anybody that's watching now or that's watching later, you need to visit Jeff's website to really see the depth of the energy and the vibration. My son said it perfectly today. When I showed him, it's like it's living. You can actually feel and see and experience the energy within each um, piece of art that you've created. Can you explain your process a little bit and how it all comes together? It's just gorgeous.
If I could be honest, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with bait.
Okay, that's it.
For one, and that's the beauty of it. So if there's a mistake made, I'm like, I can't take full blame for that either. It's all good. My process is, it's a very sacred intention that goes into it. I mean, I'll get a vision, I'll get a snapshot or an idea. I'll meditate with it, I'll sit with it, I'll journal about it, I'll write about it. And then, there's this excitement that goes into the actual priming of the piece of wood that I use. Canvases, I don't really use so much. I like to prime actual pieces of wood. Some are reclaimed, some I'll find and buy. But there's something sacred about the devotional labor that goes into the production of the actual panel before I even do anything to it. So
I had no idea that it was on wood.
Yeah, it's wood, which is great because when you see it in the physical, you can see the grain behind everything. So it's this organism. It's a living, breathing. So maybe some of the energy that your son was mentioning, it could be the energy of the tree has this energy of the creative act that's embodied in the being. So yeah.
How long did that piece take approximately? And I know it's a tough thing to ask, but I'm going to ask it. I know. How long would something? I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like I'm looking at this behind you, and I'm thinking, I need to go in there.
Yeah.
And actually, we are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how long?
Honestly, like I would have to say an average piece, I would say something like this size, I would say 100+ hours at least, sometimes more, sometimes less. I like to average, the way I see it, it's like if you're not putting that much time into it, it's not going to resonate properly. You know what I mean? It's not just, I'm putting a paint on an object and there it is. It's there, the energy, the transference of energy from the person into the form is what gives it that writhing capacity, right? So the way I see it, if I'm sitting with it, it's in my studio, it's getting the energy of every idea that comes through, and imparting that into this. So essentially it's being infused with life energy, creative life energy, which is like that divine feminine energy, really, is what's happening. Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So we're sharing the website. Let me just make sure I spelled it correctly. JeffSullivanArt.com, right? That's correct?
Correct.
So if people wanted to go ahead and look at the other pieces that you have shown on your website, I really highly recommend it. Just take a second, go on to Jeff's website, and just allow yourself to enter into a piece of his the sacred creativity, that an energy. I can't even explain it. That's why you need to go to the website and check it out for yourselves, people. Um, Absolutely. The cover that you did for us for March, April, again, when I saw that, it literally pulls me in energetically, just pulls me in, and it's a safe feeling that I get, like almost it's hugging me, really.
Mm.
And I can't really explain it. So, Epic Peeps, you need to go check out this website. How else, Jeff, can people find you? And, do you have prints available? How do you
Yeah,
share this?
all of my e-commerce stuff is going to be active online within the next few weeks, I would say. I took a few things down so I can kind of reprocess, what I'm doing and go through my inventory. But if there's anything that is of interest, an email is an easy way to get a hold of me and to acquire whatever it is that you're looking for. Yeah.
Okay. So let me create that. Now, is that JS Visionary, your email?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So JS Visionary at Gmail. Is it Gmail?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you are interested in speaking with Jeff about a particular piece or anything, there is the email that you can reach him at. And I have to ask you a question. I can't believe we're already 23 minutes into the conversation. It goes too quickly for me. Who knows? Maybe we'll have another segment someday that's going to be an hour. We can really go in deeply.
That would be great.
I know. I spoke with you earlier about a grandchild of mine who I can see the sacred creativity within her, and she's beginning to express it. I spoke with Barbara from Arts and CT about Zoe, and I'm going to speak with you, whether you're 10 years old or you're 55 years old. What are some tips that you have for us to nurture that sacred flow? Because what I see, I don't see training, I don't see classes, I see allowing. And how would
Yeah.
you nurture that?
Well, that's it. I think it's important, no matter what the age is, to respond to the call. Is really what it boils down to. Is if you're getting an insight, you're getting a flash or a feeling or an emotion, you have to respond to that. How do you respond to that? You take the time to sit down and be one with whatever's coming through. And it's that process that happens throughout your life. As long as you're dedicated to that voice, it's going to create itself essentially, and that's what it's about. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Do you have, do you name your pieces?
Oh yeah, they all have names. I mean, they're all living beings as far as I'm concerned, and
Absolutely.
the life force that's coming through in order to express itself into this realm in this form, that's an actual life force. It's not something that I take lightly or for granted, for that matter. And I think people need to realize what they're playing with. You're playing with a life force. It's not
Right.
not something to be undermined at all.
Right. I love that. I love the what you just shared. Really, true. There's an honor that needs to accompany a sacredness, gratitude, and just to allow it. And I'm gonna play this segment back to Zoe. She's at school right now, but I'm gonna play this segment back to her because of what you shared. Allowing, nurturing it, that the feeling, the energy, becoming one with it, and allowing it to express itself in whatever way that it's going to express itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my goodness, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I know it's already 25 minutes in. I know my beautiful epic peeps, everybody that's watching now and that's watching later, please visit Jeff's website, which is jeffsullivanart.com. I'll put that up there real quickly. And if you see something there or just want to speak with Jeff, reach out to him at his email, jsvisionary@gmail.com. Truly one of the most inspirational and sacred artists I've ever connected with. And I knew that immediately that the moment I walked into Chip Downer's room and I saw that piece on the wall, there was something that connected. And just being with you now has opened something within me that I'm going to go sit and I'm going to journal about and see what exactly that is. So I appreciate that. I do.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time. We will be following you. If there's anything that we can do from the E.P.I.C community to help you continue to rise up and to simply be who it is that you've come here to be, please let us know. That's what we're here for. Any events that you have, let us know. Let us know, and we'll help you out the best that we can.
Thank you.
Please, everybody, as you go about your weekend, I cannot believe it's the end of the week already. Please be safe, okay? Hydrate. Make sure there's some water out for any pets that are wandering around. Make sure you keep them hydrated too, all right? Most importantly, be true to who you are, all right? Be the you that you're meant to be, all right? Not what anybody else wants you to be. Stay true to you, okay? I'll see you next week. Got some changes coming up we're going to talk about, but you know what? It's all with gratitude, love, and light that I say peace out. E.P.I.C Scouts. I love you all.